So I think I did this like 2 months ago, or was it three or 4 months ago? I don't know. I think it was 2 months ago. I don't know. No, I mentioned about something about like statues being beheaded, and not. But first off, it was like slave owners, slave traders, and such. But it seemed like there was but like they decided to like target religious statues. So they did that to Jesus. They did that to Mary. They did that, and then back to and then so the one was another one with Sir John A. Macdonald, the first Prime Minister of Canada, 1867. If you're Canadian, you probably know this in your history. It's in our history books. So this is what just happened. So this weekend, the statue of the Virgin Mary was decapitated outside the Lebanese Catholic Church in Toronto. And so this is another attack against the religious community. It's and so I think enough is enough. So I do not know and understand why people would decide to attack the religious community. So I would understand it if it was like an atheist doing it, because like, oh, I hate your religion, and then I don't want to believe in our religion, and you know they did that on purpose. But in a place like Toronto, they're like there's like so like at least 1 million people like living there, and like of all people from all races and all the and people who are like there are like people there who are like religious, and yeah, there are like so many kinds of churches they're like so I don't know like what that they had to do with the I'm not too sure even how it has to do with the Lebanon community, but they have not done anything racist, like nobody. So no, so they should not have been like a victim, no, targeted like that. No. So so in North America, so not just not just previous slave owners or like slave traders, or like maybe like famous people, Winston Churchill, like who got their statues like torn down or beheaded, and not just like the religious ones too, but so this was reported. So it was like reported like months ago by the U.S. and Canadian U.S. Army, I guess. You know, people, and apparently so at the cenotaph, where where they were there's a whole bunch of list of names of American American soldiers, uh, many men and women who have fought for America, and they have fought for the country and proudly, and they have either like come back home, or maybe they died, so they were remembered. And so some people like apparently vandalized they, they like smashed it down, and so when I like first talked about this topic, I had I clearly said though. So I'm atheist. I don't believe in the Catholic, being a Catholic, or like that stuff, or like and then any believing in like a god or something like that. But if there, I know somebody who is like who believes in the God, or maybe they're Catholic, they're like a Buddhist, or like Confucianism, or whatever it's called. Sorry, I'm not an expert with the religions, and yeah. And there's a whole bunch of other religions out there, and so if someone wants to like pray to God like and such, I will not hold it against them, and I think it is their right, like if they want to, they can. And these stuff, like stuff like that, Jesus, Virgin Mary, and Jesus the Father, yeah, these statues, and a whole bunch of any other religious statue. I think it is a right to have keep it up. So like basically anyone who is of any race or any gender, if they are religious, they should go to church and pray. No, and I see there is nothing. I don't think there is nothing wrong with having these religious statues up, because it is like a representation of like so if you're like that Jesus thing. So if I went to Brazil and I saw that Jesus thing, I would like I'll pay my respects. Someone praying, like, so if yeah, I know some. I have some. Basically, the rest of my family is religious, so except for my cousins. So I don't have to pray, but I'll let the others do it. So there are like churches for the Nazarene. There's for Muslim. There's for Korean. There's for like, and then like most of the, and then the churches where the priest or pastor is Chinese, or and or Presbyterian church, or like Anglican church, or all kinds of churches. Yeah. So whenever I've been to a church before, yeah, I've seen like these these religious statues, and yeah. Is it that much of a big deal just because you're so pissed off about it that you want to like torn down or beheaded? If I see a statue of Breonna Taylor, and you know what happened with her, like, she, in possession with drugs. The guy she was with had drugs, but yeah, and he's willing to put the blame on her, and then stuff went left and right, and then so it's basically if this is how I view it. So history is history. This is way back then, like so. If there's like a religious statue like erected, and it has been there for like thousands of years, and like like all these ancient people like or like maybe hundreds of years, and it would like represent for like deities, or like maybe they're like kings and queens, and that such. And the people have been been brainwashed by the media and the left wing party, and Antifa. Yeah, uh, some people may have made some mistakes, but in life, but they have been like either been leaders, or like they have been said to done a lot of good in their life. Then so they did more good in life than less, and they did. So it makes it for maybe like someone like did like 500 good 499 good things, but that they did one bad thing. That you don't focus on the bad thing, you focus on what kind of good things they did. If you were like one of those people who like support like these people just taking beheading statues, or like vandalizing places, and in the name of like maybe in the name of George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, Jacob Blake, or like basically like anyone who's like basically not religious, and you just because it's just they don't fit your agenda, that you hate these people, or maybe you're an atheist, and like you're going on all like psycho crazy. That does not give you the right to they did that and there. Now, they were there for a reason, and if I see like the people like worshiping like a statue of criminals and such, and I'm not talking about like these like previous slave owners. Like, come on, there are like people who are like actually here, like who actually sort of, you know, did a lot of good things in the area they lived in. Or they helped start something. And so if you really support these bad people, we can't be friends. People should have learned from this at least once, and yeah, now they're doing it again. Oh God. This is my message for people. So 2020 has been like one of the worst years that we've ever had. Coronavirus was at its peak. Black Lives Matter started again. Antifa started. And social media got all psycho, and the same with the news. People don't want to believe real news and would rather want to show fake news. They would rather hate each other. If you're watching this right now, and if you're like, oh, wait, and if you found this video very upsetting, yeah, I'm with you. Because I know some people might be atheist, or like they don't believe in like a religion, or maybe they believe in another religion, but that does not mean, that does not give us the right to hate on others because of it. Let's just hope Justin Trudeau actually does something about this, because this has gone far enough. I know Donald Trump's probably pissed off because of the people were like, banning like the American Senate, that like the remembrance for fallen soldiers. Yeah. Why can't just people just pay their respects?